Welcome to my podcast channel and also to the English series. In this series, I'm trying my best to produce one English episode a month. First of all, I want to have a deeper connection with you guys when I share with you about my life. And the second reason, which is the most important one, I really want to practice my English by speaking in a longer form of content. I'm trying my best, but English is not my mother language. That's the reason why, of course, there will be some mistakes regarding vocab and grammar. That's why I really do hope that you'll understand and empathize with it. Okay? In order to have some interaction with you guys, I posted a question box on my Instagram account to ask you guys to ask me some question or maybe just send me some requests about things that you want to hear from me. And in today's episode, I'll be answering all of your requests and questions. Before I start, I just want to have a disclaimer. So everything that I'll be sharing today is my own experiences and lessons. I really want you to know that I don't force you to follow strictly everything that I share with you. If you find something helpful or useful for you, to just take it as a lesson maybe. And if you don't, it's totally fine. Just consider this as a coffee date between you and me. Okay? Second thing I want to share with you guys is I didn't think that there would be so many questions, so maybe I can't answer all of them today. I hope you understand it. Somebody says, please share some wow moments from the books that you read. Okay, to answer this question, I just really want to share with you the book that I have just finished. The name of the book is Vẻ đẹp của cảnh sát tầm thường by the author Đặng Hoàng Giang. This book talks about the way we human admire nature, about the beautiful things that are ignorant and about the things that we normally consider beautiful, but in reality they are toxic in some ways. Yeah, kind of stuff like that. I have to say that there were so many wow moments from this book, but I'll just tell you one of them. That was the time when I came across the terms smellscape and soundscape. Normally, we all know the word landscape, right? Landscape. I think I need to translate these words into Vietnamese so Vietnamese people will understand. So landscape is more like something we see. Maybe we can translate them into phong cảnh. And smellscape, something we smell, we can translate them to hương cảnh. And of course, soundscape, things we hear, âm cảnh. These are the definitions, these are the terms that really impressed me when I first heard of them. We normally pay attention to things that we see, as I told you before, but we rarely pay attention to things that we can smell and things that we hear, especially when we go travel somewhere. When we go to some destinations, we normally see things. We don't really close our eyes to smell things or we hear things. And this is something that the author mentions in this book, which impressed me a lot. The author encourages readers to sense the environment, not just see it. If we sense the environment, we can feel many more things, not just the thing that we can see with our eyes. I think it's really true because I have experienced many of these subconsciously before. For example, there was the time when I closed my eyes to hear the sound of the pine forest in Dalat City, or the time when I was in Mỹ Khê beach. I just closed my eye to listen to the sound of the ocean, and that was impressive. I mean, if you haven't tried these things before, I really encourage you to go to the forest in Dalat City or anywhere else in our country or even other countries. Just close your eyes and then feel the sound of leaves, the sound of the wind, the sound of the forest. I mean, it's really good when you just pay attention to the sound, and that's something the author called soundscape, not just landscape. Also, we have the word smellscape as well. There are many more things in this book which are impressive, so I highly recommend this for everyone. Okay? Yeah, next one. Oh, this is the big question. Could you please share the obstacles in the striving journey and how to handle or overcome it? I know just try at least 1% by day, but it's still hard to recognize the minor changes. And most of the time, I think my effort just like banging my head against the wall, waiting for your answer. So, this question really resonates with me because there were some times when I really tried my best in a long term to achieve something. So, maybe I'm gonna tell you my story. I really agree with you that minor changes are really hard to recognize, and this maybe demotivates you sometimes. I experienced this before. So, the first note of mine is to break the long term goal into smaller objectives. Let me be more specific. When I was a first year student, I really wanted to become a speaker on the stage because of so many reasons, but I'm just focusing on my journey, okay? Being a speaker is kind of my long term goal, but the problem is at that time I didn't really have the ability to speak in front of so many people. So it sounds really impossible when you just keep telling yourself something like try your best, try your best, try every day, and then one day you will become a speaker. I don't think so. So my tip is to break the long-term goal down into smaller parts. If you want to become a speaker, you can break it into two smaller parts. First of all, becoming a speaker means you have the ability to speak in front of so many people. By this, I mean you have to have a good public speaking skill. That's the first thing. The second thing, you need to have some kind of expertise or experience in a specific field so that you can share with people about that kind of knowledge, right? Let's break the first part into smaller pieces. I mean, the part of public speaking stuff. Before you want to speak in front of so many people, you need to speak in front of some people. And even before speaking in front of some people, you need to have the ability to speak clearly. And this was something that I was not really good at. So my first goal was not trying my best to become a speaker, but trying my best to explain my idea more effectively. By doing this, you know what is the next small thing you need to strive for. For my first year version, striving to speak clearly is easier, of course, easier than becoming a speaker at that time. You can see and celebrate the small win, not just wait for the big thing to happen. So this is the first thing that I really want to tell you. And the second thing, which is to record the journey. This one is really important, especially for things that are minor and difficult to measure in a short period of time. For example, with my English speaking skill, I just recorded it on a daily basis. I created an Instagram channel to record my speaking journey from day one, and today it's around maybe 700. And after every month, I just check to see the difference. Once again, I paid attention to small things like, okay, this month, did I remove the you know in my sentences? Or this month, did I use the past tense more effectively? When you record things and pay attention to small objectives, you can see the difference yourself. Yeah, so these are the things that I really want to share with you, and I hope that they are helpful for you. If you have any more questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. All right? Okay, next question. What are the reasons making you leave Ho Chi Minh City to live in Dalat City? I have answered this question many times, but yeah, I'm gonna answer this one more time. Honestly, at first, I just wanted to live there for about a month. I chose Dalat just because I loved the weather. But after a month of living there, I realized so many things. First of all, it's not just about the weather. The air quality is much better comparing to Ho Chi Minh City. You know, when I lived in Ho Chi Minh City before, I had a serious problem with my nose. I sneezed all day. But when I went to Dalat City, thanks to the air quality, the condition reduced a lot. This is the most important reason, and it's so unexpected. I didn't really expect it before. I just thought that, okay, I have to live with this condition all my life. But yeah, it changed completely when I moved to Dalat City. So yeah, one of the most important reasons. Second reason, I felt a deeper connection not only with myself because I had more time alone, but also with the nature, the forest, the mountains, everything that is around me. I didn't really pay attention to the environment, to the nature around me when I was living in Ho Chi Minh City, but when I went to Dalat City to live there for a month, I found a connection. You know what? I found peace whenever I spend time in nature. And the third reason, this is also important too. The lifestyle in Dalat really suits me. People in this city wake up early in the morning and then they go to bed around 10. Almost everyone. And that's my lifestyle even back in Ho Chi Minh City. For these reasons, and of course many, many more, I decided to stay here. Somebody says, I hope you share the troubles of living alone in another place. I am alone, of course, but most of the time I'm not lonely. But there were times when I felt really lonely because I lived in the city on my own with no friends at first. So I was struggling a bit on my first days of arriving there, but I had to find a solution, and of course, I found a solution. First, I decided to join social activities. I joined a dance class and then a dance crew, and thanks to this, I have found so many new friends who have the same interests as me, which is so important for friendship. And the second thing that I did was I actively asked some people to go out. I'm an introverted person who finds it really hard to talk to strangers, but I always reminded myself that if I met people, there would be more chances for me to meet new friends. And thanks to the fact that I invited so many people out, I knew so many more friends, especially I knew An Vigan, who is a very important and inspiring friend of mine in Dalat City. And the third thing I did to solve this problem was I created this podcast. If you listen to my first episode on this channel, you would know that there was a time when I had nobody to talk to. Even though I had some friends, as I told you before, I couldn't just say everything I have in my mind to them. And you know what? I am a person who have so many things in my mind. That's the reason why I created this podcast, and I really have a chance to talk to so many people, especially you guys. When you ask this question, I think you maybe have some interests about moving to another place and you're scared about problems. And I just want to tell you that, of course, there will be issues, there will be problems, but we can deal with that. Okay, this question is really long. I don't know who is your target audience. I would say I only listened to your podcast when I was so into you from afar. Most of them are a bit dreamy. Maybe do something more adventurous, more pain in order to gain something. There are so many parts in this question, so I'm not sure if I can answer all of the things that you're asking for. If I failed to answer your question in the way that you want to hear, please let me know through Instagram or maybe in the comment section of this. I can give you more if you want to, but yeah, I'm gonna try my best. First of all, let's talk about the target audience. This one is really interesting because this question is also something that me of maybe 6 months ago asking myself. So let me tell you a story. Okay, when I first started everything, I mean YouTube and other channels of mine, I really cared about my target audience. Because I graduated from the marketing major and I do understand the fact that we need to sell something for somebody and we need to understand who is that somebody, who is your target audience, and also we need to understand their needs, their behaviors, and I did those. I understood that my target audience was first year students in university and last year students in high school. And I did many interviews with them at the first days of me starting my YouTube channel to get what they like to watch and their behaviors on social media, things like that. And thanks to that, I grew my channel a bit fast. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, that was the starting point and I was really grateful for that, of course. But after 2 years of posting for high school students and first year students in university, I realized that my condition, my personal brand, is not like other real brands. I mean, when you sell shoes for young generation, those people will grow up. And when they get older, they'll find another brand, and you have like another group of young people entering that age, and that's totally fine. But with my condition, I don't want to lose my old followers because when I first started, I told you that I wanted to become your partner. I want to have a deep connection with you. So I really want to maintain the relationship with you guys. That's what I really want to do. Of course, some of you will grow and you will have no more same interests with me and you leave, and that's not something that I want, but I understand that. But I'll try my best to keep the connection because that's what I started. Second thing, and most importantly, there was a period of time when I didn't really want to watch my own content. Yeah, that was really sad, but I didn't really want to watch my content. So I took the rest of 1 year to, of course, rest and to spend time for redirectioning. After some time thinking about it, I realized some more things. I first started the channels because I just liked it. I just loved making videos and learning from the process. But there were the moment, as I told you before, when I was too focused on serving my target audience that I didn't really post the content that I love watching. So what's the point? What's the point of doing your hobby but you don't really want to watch the products from that hobby? So from that moment, it is a really long journey, but I'm gonna make it short. From that moment, I decided to prioritize myself a little bit more. By this, I mean I would create the content about my own life that me, myself, love watching. I mean, I at the present, and of course me in the future, will become one of the target audience as well. And furthermore, I want to gain a deeper connection with the old followers by showing them my life. The more I grow up, the more I realize that I love watching other people's life in every form. I love listening to podcasts about people's lives. I love reading memoir, which is the genre of people talking about their life. I love watching movies about one person's life, and I'll take interesting lessons from them, kind of like that. So I want to gain a connection with my followers that way. I don't want to teach you anything, just share with you things that I learned myself. If you see that, okay, that thing is interesting, I can take it, then you take it. If you can't find anything interesting, I just want to make content that make you feel relaxed. That's my purpose of making content right now. I'm turning it back to my hobby. It's no longer my job. I just do it because I like it. For example, with this podcast, I honestly started this podcast not because it's the rising platform so that I could go viral or anything. I started this just because I wanted to find some space that I can share my thoughts. Because I'm living in this city alone. That's why I want to have some companions who will listen to everything I say. Some of you guys might like this topic and some of you guys might like that topic, and that's totally fine. If I can earn money from it, if I can have more followers, that would be good, of course. But it's not my goal. It's not just about the money or about the fame. When I do these kind of things, it's all about, as I told you before, hobbies. But the second thing, I learn a lot from the content that I make. For example, when I make videos on the channel Annie's here, I learn so many things about filmmaking, which is supportive for my future goal. And me being here talking to you, it's good for me in my English learning journey, which is once again for my future job as well. So I personally think that when I like it, when I do it for myself, I can do it sustainably. You say something about exploration as well. I mean, do something paying to gain something. I just want to say with you that I have spent many years exploring the world around me. And this year, I really want to focus more on spending time exploring my inner self. And I think it's really important to me. Maybe from the outside, I may not in the adventure, but honestly, I'm in the adventure of getting to know myself, and I really appreciate this time. But yeah, I'm also spending time preparing for some more adventures in the future. More to come. Anyways, I'm not sure if I answered all parts of your questions. If you want to tell me more, if you want to hear more from me, please let me know. Okay? Somebody says, please share about how you master your life, your daily work. Wow, master seems a bit big to me. But yeah, I'll try my best. If you are asking something about time management, maybe I'll do another episode on this channel to share with you because it's a really big topic. But I think I can share with you some more things. So, talking about my daily life or our daily life in general, I think there is one thing that we always have to do, which is work or study if you are a student or both. So, I have to work and I have to study just like many of you guys every day. As I told you before, I'm gonna make another episode in the future to talk about how I manage my time. But I want to tell you something more. Aside from work, I always try to spend time every day for two other activities. The first one is for my health. Someday I go to the gym, someday I go to my dance class, sometimes I just go running. I mean, whatever activity it is, there needs to be one activity that supports my health on a daily basis. I'm no longer a person who say, I don't have time for exercises. I'm no longer that person. I always try to spend time doing exercises. This first thing is for my physical health, and the second thing, I think you can guess it, which is for my mental well-being or my mental health. I just always remind myself to have some me time for myself. After work, I normally spend time going to Xuân Hương Lake or Ho Xuân Hương just to lie on the grass, enjoy the sunlight, and sometimes admire the sunset. I think it's really vital for me to do those because the more I grow up, the more I realize the importance of health. I don't know how to say it, but yeah, both mentally and physically. These are the things that you have to take care of yourself. Nobody can take care of that for you, so you have to do that yourself. Believe me when I say you need to take care of it so that you won't regret in the future. Believe me, trust me. Okay? So yeah, these are everything that I have today. I'm not sure about the length of this episode when you listen to it, but now I've been recording for more than 1 hour. Doing this in another language is really hard for me, so if there were some mistakes, please forgive me and understand that I did try my best. Alright, that's all I got for today. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate that. If you're listening in the morning or in the afternoon, I wish you a great day ahead. If you're listening in the evening, I wish you a good night. Okay, see you then. Bye bye.